Good evening and welcome to another Lego stream. Today, oh, sorry about that. Okay, today I have another Speed Champions car. Um, I found a damaged box special on eBay for one of the more unique looking cars in the series, and I decided to grab it because it's one of the retired ones, and I knew I wouldn't find a comparable price on it. So yeah, the box doesn't look as nice as some of the others, but I throw out the boxes anyway. So tonight we will be building our first of 3 red Ferraris that are in the line. Tonight we are building the 512M, which is the most unique looking of the 3 beautiful Ferrari cars in the Speed Champions line. So let's switch over to the camera. And as usual, we'll be doing the instructions in the corner of the screen. You can see what I mean by damaged box. You can see there's some of the images torn off. There's a sticker. There's all sorts of dents and creases. But the box is trash anyway. And here's the back of the box. As you can see, there's even more damage there. And even the push tab feels like it's been started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open up this box. And because it is a damaged box special, we do want to check it for contents. So let's see, I have here, so there's the box. Now even more damage now that it's been torn open. That box opened easier than most Lego boxes, but that's probably because it was already came pre-ripped. So yeah, the bags look legit. Bag 1, bag 2, both still look sealed. We of course have the instruction manual, which I will be setting off to the side because I'm using the PDF. And then we have, of course, I pulled my tool like I usually do just in case. We'll set bag 2 aside. And we also have the sticker sheet for this one. It looks like about 16 or so stickers on the sticker sheet. And then we will go into the instructions themselves here. And let's get to the instructions. So as usual, it looks like bag 1 is going to be working on most of the back of the car, and then bag 2 is going to be the top and front detailing. But here it looks like the back of the car is unfinished after bag 1, unlike most cars where they do the whole back half and then the whole front half. So that looks interesting. So let's go ahead and open up bag 1. And as usual, the first thing it's telling us to do is to build the driver. That's interesting. I can see 2 things different about this driver compared with the average Speed Champions Generation 2 driver. The first thing you can see in the picture is he has a white helmet. Most of the drivers in Generation 2 have black helmets. We did have one white helmet driver before, and this is only the second in my collection. Out of 7 drivers that I have so far who have helmets, this is only my second white helmet after 5 black helmets. The other thing I see is that there's no wrench in the picture, which means he must have this car must use a different kind of wheels. But wrench is actually, I knew some of the drivers don't have wrenches because we learned when we did the 2-packs last month, we learned that in the 2-packs, the drivers get one single wrench to share between them. So I actually went through and looked at all the Speed Champion sets, and I learned how many drivers were missing wrenches. And I actually picked up from Bricklink wrenches for all the drivers in the line who are going to be missing wrenches. So let's go ahead and pull one out for this driver now. And then I'll set the rest of the spares aside for when I get the rest of the 2-packs later. So there's one wrench for this driver. And I'll set the rest of that aside. And so when I get the other 2 packs, we have the spare wrenches ready to go. I think all the other single car drivers have their own wrenches. I might be slightly mistaken, but I guess we'll learn as the series continues. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and build up the driver. So, let's go ahead and... sorry about that. I was just testing things. Oh wow, this is one of the more detailed looking race uniforms. This driver's got it good. And his hair is staring right at me, so I can just put the hair on like that. So this is the driver. As usual, we're not going to put his helmet on yet because he doesn't have a car to drive yet. So we're just going to sit him off to the side to watch the build like we usually do. Here's the wrench. And we got to give him a helmet as well. And yeah, you've seen the Speed Champions helmets before, so not going to take too much time showing this off. When he has a car, he'll be able to use that helmet. So there he is with his 2 accessories. One more look at the driver. Oh, look, he has gray hands. That means he's wearing racing gloves. And he has some back printing. I rather like this racing suit he's got. It's definitely more interesting than the Lamborghini Countach driver that we saw last week. Alright, interesting. So, it looks like in my parts pile there is something that looks like a smaller chassis piece, but we're not using the standard Speed Champions Gen 2 chassis that we have been using for most of the cars. This looks like it's going to be like 2 of the other cars from the two packs in that we build a custom shaped chassis. So let's go ahead and start putting that together. Alright, there's that piece. So it looks like we need 2 of these sections. And then I need to do another one of those real quick. As usual, I'm doing my best to keep the action on camera. I know my fingers have a tendency to get in the way sometimes. These have to line up just right in order to work. I didn't push those in all the way. I think the picture shows the end point sticking out a little bit. I think because this one doesn't have a chassis piece and we have to do all the shaping uh, out of individual pieces, I think it'll be a little bit more fun to watch this one come together, at least in the beginning stages, than it usually is. I do like watching all the cars, and indeed, all the Lego models I build. I like watching the build process and seeing as they come together. Here's the cursed 5x1s again. Well, not really cursed, just unusual. I'm still not used to the 1x5s because those were never a thing up until recently. If you had to do a 1x5 on a build, you would make it out of either a 1x1 and a 1x4, or you would use a 1x3 next to a 1x2. 1x5s never used to exist. Alright, so there's the first piece of our chassis. And it looks like the instructions are now telling us to start another end of the chassis. So interesting use of a hinge base. That's probably to set something up at a specific angle. Usually when you see a hinge in a Speed Champions build, it's to achieve some unique angle and shaping effect for a piece that comes later. Okay, there's a bar here. Interesting. It's using the one with a notch at one end. Interesting that the instructions show not to quite center it. Let me shift that over, and if we need to shift that back, we will. Alright, so here's the top piece of the hinge now. And it's got these jumpers that we're putting on it. Okay, so this section connects onto the rest of what we did like that. It's still a very unstable structure. We need to put more pieces in to stabilize this. And it looks like this is where this piece comes in. This is one of the standard city scale chassis pieces. And it looks like we're going to put that in the middle of the structure. So yeah, that lines up on there like that. Let's press that in all around. And now the chassis is one stable piece. We have stabilized the base of the car. And now its shape is going to start to evolve. Speed Champions is probably going to be the main focus of Lego on my channel for a while, because I really enjoy these cars and they're highly collectible, and each car has a unique design. That was a satisfying snap. There is going to be a food truck special on the stream next month. There's two food trucks from Lego City that I've had my eye on. So we're going to do a food truck double feature next month. Even though most of my Lego builds for the next few months are going to be Speed Champions, I do want to have a couple things for I want to have a little bit of variety in my Lego builds on this channel. I don't have much Lego budget to begin with, so I have some small Lego sets in mind. It's something special planned for Earth Day. I'll be setting up the order for that set. That's actually a retired set I want to do for Earth Day. And I'll be setting up that order probably next week. Okay, and it looks like we're putting on those grilled slopes. It looks like we have our first bit of external shaping detail going on this step. There you go. See the grill slopes on the back? Now we have what piece is that? Clip plates, it looks like. Wow, we're actually making good progress on this car. We're like we're like a quarter through the instructions already. And now I need to find a slope to put that sticker on. Wow. So I need the number 13 sticker. How's it lining up? So it looks like the number 13 sticker is what looks to be a bunch of gauges and dials. That's not even. Let's try and fix that before we have a disaster. Sorry. The stickers sometimes I get off camera because I'm trying to be precise with them. That's not lined up perfectly, but it's good enough. Let me put it on first, and then I'll show you what that sticker is. That sticker looks like some dials for the console. Okay, let's keep going. And then in front of that is a steering wheel. Why even bother with a sticker if you're putting a steering wheel right in front? No one's going to see those dials. Interesting design choice there. So maybe I was mistaken about which end of the car is actually the front and which is the back. Oh, this car is just full of surprises. Yeah, so that's actually what I was calling the back before is actually the front end of the car. Don't know why they did 1x1 tiles instead of 1x2 tile here. It would have been more efficient, I think. Maybe to boost the piece count that's printed on the box to make it look like it's got more stuff than it actually has. Sometimes Lego does that. Okay, and then we have these pieces here that go on like this. There's the other one. So yeah, no bonus builds tonight. It's just the one car. And geez, I messed things up a little bit there, but I'm glad I caught it before it was a problem. And I don't even need the brick separator because there was a place to stick my finger in under those. So I could just pull them right off without any difficulty manually. So yeah, it looks like we're building the beginnings of the exhaust system here. Alright, so now we do this bracket, and then this gray piece on the bracket like this. And we put this back here, like that. Okay, what are we doing here? It's like a small bracket there, this piece. Okay, so we're basically building the back of the seat right now. Yeah, so that goes on there like that. Yeah, that's not really secure, but I think whatever we build, we put on these studs is going to hold it in place. So that's basically a seat back for the driver. So then we take these two panels, we put them facing like this, and that secures the seat back into its one angle. Interesting. What we're going to be doing here. Let's go ahead and put this section together. So it looks like we're making two mirroring sections that we then attach together to make it this subassembly as a whole. Okay, so I need to make another one of those and then attach the two sections together. I do have the next car I'm going to build picked out, but I won't have it for a couple weeks probably. Maybe next week if things go well. I want to keep the series moving. There's like 36 cars, and this is only the 8th of them. So I want to keep the series running as efficiently as possible. So, so it looks like we're supposed to put these together like this and have this. And then we're supposed to fold these sections up and then stick this sticks onto, how does this go exactly? This goes over the jumpers, it looks like. And then these fold down a little bit, but not all the way. I guess we'll figure out the precise angle as we build up around it. Okay. Looks like we're building some more of the exhaust system here. Let me move him here so that my hands don't get in the way. He's just sitting there waiting patiently for his car to be completed. He's still got a long way to go. But the details are starting to come together. So yeah, I definitely don't have those hinge bits even. But we'll fix that when whatever they're supposed to line up with gets put on. Okay, so it looks like we have the suggestion of tail lights going on here in this step. That's what those bars were for, to hold these bits into place. Since these are tiny pieces, I'll show you what this step looks like in a minute. Or not a minute, but a moment. That's what the lights look like with the exhaust pipes below them. There's some gapping going on there, so I'd assume that's going to get covered over with something. So we have these big plates here. You don't normally see square plates on a Speed Champions car. Most car shapes are not that straight and angular. Oh no. Like this. Going across like that. We're almost done with bag one. It looks like there's not a lot of pieces left in front of me. This section attaches how exactly? So it looks like that bit sticking off lines up with that yellow plate like that, exposing the black jumpers. And I just have to just get everything to line up. Yeah, that looks even now. That does close up the gap over the lights. So it looks like we have a big angular section here. Part of what makes this car have a unique shape compared with some of the others. Here, he needs his stuff with him. In terms of piece count, the biggest Lego model I was ever involved in was when my nephew got one of those oversized soccer stadium builds for his birthday last year. It took us a few days to put that one together. All right, we get another sticker here. Which way am I supposed to line it up? Yeah, no, that's not correct. I'm usually halfway decent with these stickers, but I'm having a hell of a time so far today. All right, that's good enough. It's mostly straight, maybe a little off center. And this goes behind the seat, like this, covering over that other assembly. And that still doesn't tell us at what angle these are supposed to be. But these bits will. We have these wedge pieces that we're going to put on those hinges now. And these will help us figure out the shaping here. And we have to do a bunch more stickers. Apparently there was a big announcement in Lego Star Wars today. I'll have to watch the YouTubes later and find out what that might be. But for now, let's get these stickers on. The red of the sticker is not a perfect match to the red of the plastic. This might be noticeable under certain light. I'm trying to line this up exactly with the crease between pieces because there's a stripe detail on here. Well, not a stripe, but there's a detail on here that needs to be lined up precisely. across these two stickers. So yeah, sorry if I'm not exactly on camera here. I'm trying to line these up as best as I can. Pretty clean on that side. Not quite 100% perfect, but when you're trying to line up two stickers, you're not going to get 100% perfection. It's just not possible with the way the stickers are made. You're going to have, when you have two stickers with a detail that are supposed to line up on adjacent pieces, you're going to have some gapping. And there's the one on that side. Not quite perfect, but passable. And once all the rest of the details of the car are on, in the grand scheme of things, you won't be able to notice if they're a little bit off. And it's time to switch over to bag 2. So we're about halfway done with the build. He's a bit close to the edge. Let's bring him in a bit. Okay. So this one doesn't have a separate baggie of wheels. This one just has... that was almost a disaster, but it stayed up. I can see a really cool looking printed canopy piece here. Almost looks like something out of a retro rocket movie or something. So here's our bag 2 pieces. Let's go ahead and start putting this together. And actually, let me take the wheels and tires and set them in the back corner here out of the way so that they don't start rolling around on us. Alright, now we can proceed with our build. So yeah, this is what the car looks like after bag 1 at the halfway point. There's the back, there's the front. Lots of stuff still needs to be built up. Interesting. Lots of interesting shaping going on here. I'll set that over there. We don't need it right now. Yeah, this bag is mostly red because this bag is going to be all the surface details. Okay, how does this actually attach? Oh, it attaches onto the bar here. It goes over like that. Oh, that's clever. So that's what that does. And the bottom of this inverted arch lines up with the plate. Or at least it will be after we put some tiles in there to flatten and hold everything in place. Interesting design technique there. That's one of the things I love about this line is seeing the unique design techniques that they use to create the unique shaping for each of the cars. Because each car has its own shape and angles that they need to come up with. So, where's the wedge piece? The fact that I'm having trouble finding the wedge piece in the sea of red strongly suggests that there aren't a lot of wedge pieces to begin with, which is cool because the wedges actually have a distinct right and left, and sometimes they can be hard to keep straight. Okay, this whole section plugs on over here like this. Oh, I see. It lines up with everything else to hold everything in place. So that goes like that. So yeah, I've chosen which car I'm doing next. It's a surprise, of course, given that I have 28 more of these cars to do. So, we're going to be doing this series for a while. Since I want to collect the whole series, I don't really particularly care about what order I get the cars in, but there are some cars that I personally like the aesthetics of better than some of the other cars. So I'm going to try and prioritize some of my favorites in that regard. Okay, so that sticker is just a black square. I guess we'll find out when it goes on the car what that detail is meant to be. But yeah, I'll probably do 1 or 2 Speed Champion sets this month because my budget's a little tapped out right now. And the Earth Day set the set I want to do for my Earth Day special is a little on the more expensive side than I usually get. But I think you'll appreciate my Earth Day choice. Okay, So this section here looks like, yeah, so it'll plug into the side here like this. Why is it not lining up properly? Because I'm not doing it right, that's why. How is it supposed to line up? Okay, so bear with me, I'm trying to figure out how this section's meant to line up. Alright, so I think like that. Yeah, that's how it goes. So we now have a brick wedge and a plate going on to the lining up with the plate wedge like that. And this will go here on the side of the car like that. Oh, this one has printing on the side, so I want to make sure I line this up correctly. Let me make this section first, then I'll show you what this is a cool piece that we're doing. Alright, so look at that red plate. It's got a tiny little Ferrari logo printed on the side. That's about as tiny a print as I've ever seen on Lego. That, in fact, that might be the smallest Lego print I have ever seen. Meanwhile, let's keep the build going. So yeah, it looks like what we're doing is building up this whole side of the car, and then I assume we're going to turn this whole thing around and build up the whole other side of the car. So that goes in there like that. Is the sticker? Yeah, this tile's going to get stickered, so I'm going to hold off on putting this tile on, because this is one sticker. I'm not going to be able to line it up properly if it's already on the car, I don't think. That sticker's just too big. So yeah, if I had known there were stickers, I would have held off on putting these pieces in. Let's get these tiny little detail stickers out of the way first. These I might be able to do because these details aren't quite as critical. Yeah, that gray one lined up pretty good. Again, you can see how the gray of the sticker doesn't quite match the gray of the plastic. But that's something that's really not going to be noticed much. Maybe I do want to put that tile on first. Actually, no, let me put the sticker on the tile, then I'll put the tile itself on. And then the other sticker on the bottom is supposed to line up with it. That may be why they had us wait to put the stickers on till they were already on the car, because they all have, these two have to line up, like what we had in the back at the end of bag one. Okay, but I want... Oh, I see what the stickers are doing here. That's off the edge. So that's not clean sticker placement. I want this on the edge without, there we go. So we're going to take this tile that I just put the sticker on. We're going to put it on the side of the car here over the wedge like that. I just popped something off. Let me fix that real quick. So yeah, this driver's going to have a very tiny seating bowl to work with. Before I want to make sure I put that back on correctly. Yeah, no, it was this way. Okay. So now I can go back and get this other sticker, which you can see has the bottom edge of the circle on it. So if I put that sticker here, we line it up on this curved slope. We line it up with the circled 4 from the sticker above it like that. And then I just press. Not bad, not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. You're going to have gaps when you have a detail that's split over 2 pieces. Okay, so that's what the side of the car looks like when fully built up. And that's what the side of the car looks like when it's still bare bones from the end of the core structure at bag 1. So, yeah. I need to be able to see what I'm doing, but maybe we can try putting the car like that. And maybe that will help you see what I'm doing. So yeah, in terms of how much it cost, this was my cheapest Speed Champions car yet because the box was damaged. And when the box is damaged, I can usually negotiate a decent deal. $9 for this car. This car retailed at $20, but it's from one of the retired waves and typically goes for about $25 on the secondary market these days. Some
You still streaming?
Yeah.
I guess I can't do the shredder if you're streaming, right?
Nope. I'll tell you when I rate out though.
Okay.
All right, so that piece goes on like that. And now we're going to create that section for the wheel arch. Let's see, this piece. So yeah, I'm probably going to stream something either tomorrow after the service or on Saturday, since I didn't stream all week. But it'll probably just be a gaming stream. I don't have any more Lego content available right now. This is my last in-hand set for right now. But I might have my next car next week, and then I'll have something special at the end of the month. Like I said, my Lego my Lego budget is shot for right now, so. But there's always gaming, computer Lego. I have some foil sketch kits I can do that I've been putting off for a few months. So I do have options for content. And I kind of want to do another singing stream in the coming weeks. Maybe I can do one of those over the weekend. Alright, so that section goes on the back like that. And now we're building that section for this side. The sticker sheet's moving through pretty efficiently. There's not much left on the sticker sheet. Speed Champion sets are well known for having many stickers, more than average sets. Especially some of the sponsored race cars that we're going to see later on in the line. I think one of the Speed Champions cars has like 50 stickers on it. That one's going to be a nightmare, I think. Fun to build, but I'm not the best at Lego stickers. I try. I usually end up doing it pretty well. Okay, there's the top of that hinge there. Okay, so this is the piece I had trouble lining up before. So yeah, that's how it lines up like that. And since I had done it before, I knew how it went on this time. Okay, this piece I need to be able to see what I'm doing to make sure I position it correctly. There we go. Yeah, this car has some unique shaping to it. So here's another one of those plates with the side print. Okay, actually, you know what it's doing? This piece actually hides the side print on that plate. You know what it is? It's so that all the plates have that, all the red 1x1 plates have that print, so as the builder doesn't get confused. And they're just facing these inwards and covering them up, since that's not where the logo actually goes. That's clever, actually. So this will punch in right there. And that's the thing where we put the tile on, which again, I'm going to do this one the same way. and put the tile on after I do the sticker, so that I can line up the other sticker. But first I'm going to do the little one for the gray piece here. We just passed the hour mark a few minutes ago. I don't care how long a build takes because it's fun. I want the fun to last. Now let's do the tile. And then I can line up the other piece. The other sticker, I mean. So if I put it so that the circle is right at the edge of the tile, I can probably have a good lining up here. So yeah, so that'll go on like this. And then I'll take the other sticker. And guess what? There's only one more sticker left on the sticker sheet. So we're almost done with the stickers on this car. And then if I line that up on the slope like that, and press it in, and boom. Wow, that might even be a little bit straighter than I did on the other side. Still not 100% perfect, but the way these stickers are designed, you're not going to get 100% perfect. Looks good. Let's proceed with the build. Let's get these out where I can see them. Okay, now we're dealing with the printed plates again. And this time we do want to show off the little logo. So that will go over here. So that's what it looks like on the side with a little logo on it. And then we do that again on this side. Hold on, did I place that correctly? No, we are not in correct placement right now. Yeah, I messed things up a bit. I put the corner plates incorrectly. That's why things didn't look right. They're supposed to go like this. Now I can put these two little bits on with a little logo. Cute little Ferrari logo. So tiny you can barely see it. Now things look like they're lining up correctly. So there it is on that side. And we get wheel arches now for the front wheels. And we have some more of the grill slopes going on here. And we got to put these little round tiles in. Okay, so there. The front of the car is starting to come together now. Interesting. So I don't even know why we have the white tooth bits. It looks like the white tooth bits are just going to get covered over. Not sure why they didn't go straight one by one plates for these. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. So these clip on to the bar here at the base. Maybe it's to make sure everything lines up properly. Oh, you know what those are? They have the tooth bits on, so you can make sure you space it correctly with the jumpers that are already there. So that's what it looks like. That's why we had that particular style of bar. Let me just make the bar itself a little more even. There. That's good enough. That whole section's going to be covered over shortly. So now we have a, that's cool. This is a trans clear tile with a red rectangle printed on it. I'm not sure what this is meant to represent, but I guess this might be part of the headlight system. We don't have too many pieces left. There's really not much left to build here. So the easy assumption is it's part of the headlight system. And there's the plate. And I can guarantee that we're not supposed to have, yeah, it doesn't show us having the logo facing out for this one. So yeah, we hide the logo like that for this. And then we have another bracket. So here it looks like we have a bracket wrapping around a bracket. That's interesting. I'd say I'm going to need a stretch break soon, but we're almost done with the car, so let's just power through, and then I can stretch after stream. And a tile. Where are my tiles? Oh, the tile goes on this side. How does this line up? Okay. So I oriented that plate poorly, and it's showing up in a position, and my printed plate is showing up where it's not supposed to. So let me just turn that real quick. There, that fixes that. And this plugs onto that like that. Oh, and I see what those hinges, why we have it clipped that way, because this whole section folds in and rests against that to make that angle. That's pretty clever. And now we're going to build the same thing in mirror. And this time, I'm actually going to wait to put the 1x1 on, because I want to make sure that I don't have it showing up. Alright, red tile. There it is. It was buried under pieces. So that goes there. And now I can take my little 1x1 plate and line it up so that the logo is not visible. There we go. And then I can take this section. Okay, so that's why we have the red print over the transparency, because the transparency itself represents the headlight, which is facing upwards, and then it has this solid red print on the side to kind of block it off on the side so that the headlight doesn't spill. However, it's not a perfect print and isn't the same color red, so it is still pretty noticeable. But there we go, that section's lined up now. And it looks like we're just got to build up the middle of the front now, and then we'll have a car basically. So it looks like the canopy here, and this canopy actually attaches on clips, meaning it's the first Speed Champions car I have where you don't, actually the second, where you don't actually, no, well, the other one isn't technically a canopy piece. So it's the first, this is the first Speed Champions car I have where you don't actually have to take off the canopy to put the driver in. And here's a close look at the print on that. So yeah, it goes on like that and then folds down like that. And wow, that's a cool looking car. That's very uniquely shaped compared with the other cars. Now let's go ahead and build. This is probably the last detailing section of the car here, where we have very few pieces left at this point. Okay, and then these curved bits here go like that. And I can see how this is shaping together. And then the tile. And this tile doesn't actually line up with anything, so I'm going to go ahead and put this sticker on before I attach it to the assembly. And that's what this sticker looks like. It's the same number 4 with the Ferrari logo on it. Oh, he fell over. He was taking a little nap, I guess. And this section goes on with jumpers like this. And then we press this in. Interesting. Is that gap supposed to be there? Give me a moment. Yeah, I can't tell from the picture. So I guess, yeah, that gap is supposed to be there. So that's what the front of the car looks like with that assembly attached. Looks like we're not quite there yet. Okay. That was close. But I think I kept it on the table. And if I don't, I can already see I have enough of this piece. So okay, so these are going to go back here. I guess that is this car's equivalent to the tail fin that we've been seeing on the other Speed Champions cars. This isn't a full fin across the back. It's 2 angled up sections like that on the back of the car. And now we add the wheels. And unlike most Speed Champions cars, these just look like normal wheels. They don't have those little wheel cover things that most Speed Champions cars have. So let me just put the wheels into the tires. The new wave that came out a few weeks ago actually has another F1 car in it, and that one has a licensed Google Chrome tire wheel tiles, colorful looking. That it also has a lot of sponsor stickers. That car. All right, so that tells us that the car is finished. Here's the car, and I guess we have to get the driver ready to race. So here's the driver again. He's got a really cool racing uniform. And then we put his helmet on. And we put him in a seating position. And we open up the car. And we drop him in. Well, there's one last look at the car interior. You can see it's kind of a tight fit. I can't really get the steering wheel on camera. It's black on black. But you can see there the steering assembly with the dials behind it. You can also see how tight the seating area is compared with some of the other cars. Because this is a straight race car. So he's in the car. And then we gotta put the canopy down over him like that. And he's ready to race. And of course the hair and the wrench we'll set aside for when we need it, for when he needs to take a break from driving. So this is the Ferrari F12M, one of 3 shiny red Ferraris that they have in the series. And also one of the more uniquely shaped cars in the series. This was a fun build. There were some techniques I did not expect. And it looks, comes together to make this really cool and beautiful, uniquely shaped car here. So I now have 8 of the cars. There's 36 total so far. And so you'll definitely be seeing more of these cars in the coming months. All right, Ferrari F12M. Let's set it down and find someone to raid because it's getting late and we had fun tonight. Who do we have to raid? How long have they been going? I'm having indecision here. I try to raid music. How long have they been going? They're close in terms of current number of viewers, so I could go to either. Taryn's a good show. She's been on for about a half hour. And Issa's a good show. Same number of viewers right now, or comparable. When I have indecision, I try and pick the stream with fewer viewers, but it's not going to help us now. She's been going almost 2 hours. So, and here's Dylan Coddle. I saw that show a couple times, but I don't remember it. How long has she been going? It's a live gig. They're not as fun to watch as when they actually stream from their home studios. Alright, so Taryn lost some viewers, it looks like, since then. We're going to go with Taryn because she just started, whereas Issa's been on for a while. And I don't want to raid into a stream that's ending. That's not a fun experience, and it's happened to me. It happens a lot on streams that I'm attending. They have a habit of raiding out into other streams that are ending. One time I was like on a raid out train for like, I raided out into a stream that ended like 2 songs later, and then they raided out into a stream that was also ending about after the next song, and then they raided out after their next song. So yeah, I don't want to be on a raid train tonight, so we're gonna raid Taryn in Seattle tonight. We're gonna enjoy some good music, and we're going to enjoy this beautiful car and have a good night. And I'll see you over the weekend for probably some gaming or maybe some online or some computer Lego. Have a good night.